My dear, a gentleman is a man smart enough to know that fighting solves nothing, yet cruel enough to know that once fighting starts, the offender must be dealt with the harshest of blows. A gentleman is a man who finds peace within himself in peacetime, and again finds peace in wartime. A gentleman is a warrior, dormant. He is dangerous and powerful. He has no need to prove that to you, to society, or to himself. I warn you, do not provoke him.
Hello, world. Cleto has had plastic surgery.
Yes, it's what I've always wanted. I'm just really happy about the whole thing.
But you're a beautiful man.
Thank you.
Thank you. But on a more serious note, this is our friend Jason. He's the author of the Inkwells and Soapboxes blog, which he updates
Occasionally, when I don't think what I'm writing is terrible, I'll put it on there. Yeah.
And there will be a link in the description, so we encourage you to check it out.
Yes.
But today, we have brought Jason in here to talk about
All things becoming and befitting of a gentleman. I would say that if you were of the male species and you're desirous of becoming more gentlemanly, you can take one step today or tomorrow if you're watching this in the evening and you just need to wait a day that will propel you from here to here in gentlemanliness with one purchase, or maybe not even a purchase, because a gentleman, as my father has taught me, as I have been raised to believe, a gentleman always carries a pen. Now this is just a Pilot fountain pen. I recommend fountain pens because they're wonderful. Where are we going? Oh, you're going to come. Yes.
Alrighty, they have been improved.
Yes. So if you need to sign a document, if someone asks, does anyone have a pen so that I can sign this important document to adopt this child or something of that nature, you can say, yes, I have it here for you. Always carry a pen, and then you can offer your pen to others, although I am a stickler on always making sure it's within like 5 feet of me so that I can always retrieve it, so that I can continue to always carry a pen.
What attire should a gentleman wear? And that kind of depends on the casuality of the situation, on whether it's just going out into, say, the city for a brisk walk, or perhaps you're going to a black tie event, in which case you should probably rent a tux.
With a black tie.
With a black tie.
That'd be a good idea.
Yes. So I'll frame this so that we have a point of reference as to what shall a gentleman wear on a first date. Because there are many endless possibilities as to what one should wear. I would say, preliminarily, make sure your clothing is always clean. If it's not clean, then you should be engaged in an activity where by necessity you are not clean. For instance, shoveling dirt, or digging holes, or putting dirt in a hole you just dug.
Basically, just if you're dealing with dirt and a shovel, then it is okay.
Yes, if you have a shovel or we'll say a hacksaw, feel free to be clean. On a first date, you should make sure your clothing is well ironed. That's very important. And my recommendation would be a nice pair of, let's say, gray dress pants. with shoes, preferably. Flip-flops and pants don't look good together. Occasionally it can work, but that's a whole other topic and we can debate for hours. Let's say a button-down shirt or a polo. Not all polos are created equal. You can quote me on that. Not all polos are created equal. But a nicer polo or a button-down shirt, and I'm going to recommend you roll up your sleeves and have a tie of quite literally any number of sorts. Make sure it matches. If you don't know how to match, there are wonderful guidelines you can find on the internet, or just ask your mother or your father, your aunt, your uncle. Ask your dog. Whoever you feel as though they could give you advice. Matching. Just match.
If you're going to go with, say, a mainly gray outfit, but you want to deviate a little bit and have a little bit of color in there, then your accents are what you want to have pop, really. So
Yes.
maybe if you are a bracelet wearer and you have your sleeves rolled up, then your bracelet, like mine, is pink and black. The pink stands out with the black, but the
Yes.
black goes with my sleeve.
Yes.
So
And there are tasteful ways to make things pop, and there are not so tasteful ways to make things pop. And you don't want to have multiple poppings going on at the same time. So if you have a pink bracelet, you probably should not be wearing a bright red tie, let's say.
because then it defeats the point of it.
And it
Exactly.
will overwhelm the outfit and just not look very classy.
Yes.
So,
On that note, outfit. I don't quite agree with that word for Americans.
I just said the
Yes.
word, did I?
So this is a conviction I strongly hold, and if no one else in the world were to hold it, if the United Nations were to say that I am wrong about this and threaten to imprison me, I would still hold it. A man's clothing is never an outfit. It is attire. It is an ensemble. It is his adornment. It is that with which he girds himself. But it is not an outfit. An outfit is an inherently feminine description of clothing, and it is okay. It's okay. There is grace for all of us.
so how should a gentleman address a member of the opposite sex?
Well, I have a firm rule that I have always lived by, and that is that if you see someone, it can apply to anybody, but especially a woman, if you intend to speak to that woman and you make eye contact, you have 3 seconds to act on that decision and begin walking towards her with the intent to converse. Otherwise, you show hesitation, and if you show hesitation and you still go to talk to her, it shows that you're not as interested in her as maybe she would like you to be, or as you should be. When addressing the opposite sex, I feel that most of your conversations should be meaningful, and small talk should be left for business acquaintances.
You should make every attempt to make it about them. Indicate that you are interested in getting to know them, even if there's no romantic interest whatsoever in this person. And you should talk to people that you're not romantically interested in.
That's
Talk
important.
to people.
That is important.
It's not the only thing in the world. But make it about them. Highlight what they're interested in. Approach them with the desire to get to know them. What are their likes, their dislikes? What are they passionate about? Ask good questions. Don't ask creepy questions, but ask good questions that are insightful and that lead to more conversation. But make it about them. Don't make it about yourself. In conversations, as a gentleman, the desire ought to be to serve the other person by displaying a genuine interest in the things that they're interested in. Don't take it lightly if someone shares something that they're interested in that you're not that interested in. That doesn't mean that you don't have to talk about it, or that doesn't mean that you shouldn't desire to talk about it, because that person genuinely cares about that thing. And so you should make every attempt to be genuinely interested about what they're interested about, and maybe you'll find that whatever thing that you thought you didn't like, you actually kind of like.
And when you talk to someone and you know that they like a specific thing from previous conversations, that is how you should start the conversation. So if you know that this person loves horses, you can start out by, if they have a horse, you can start out by asking, how's Daisy doing?
The general rule of thumb is that all horses are named Daisy.
Yeah.
So if you know somebody likes horses, just ask them how Daisy has been, and they'll be so happy.
Exactly. Thank you, Jason.
It's my pleasure.
And we appreciate your valuable input into this topic that's
you
not
so
really
much.
talked about, so great advice.
Wilt, would you like to close us out?
Could you?
Why?
Okay.
Fine. That's part of being a gentleman.
Thank you.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Alright. This is how we end our videos. Ta-ta.
Bye!